Hey, what's up, studs? Ryan here, or MandRproductions, with my review of the LEGO Summer 2020 Harry Potter Hogwarts Astronomy Tower. LEGO sent me this set for free to review, so huge thank you to them for sending this my way. Of course, this video will still be my opinion, though. It's set number 75969 with 971 pieces in the set. This is a European box, so the piece count's not on there. And the set costs $100 in the United States. The box art does show some of the other Hogwarts sets in the background, like the Clock Tower and the Great Hall, which is amazing. Like to see that, and those are still available as of the release of this set, so you can get those sets and combine them with this one. Of course, the back of the box is going to show off the features of the set, some of the figures interacting with it as well. You can see the dollhouse attributes of the set on the back side here. You remember the front side was kind of for display. The back side is for play, and that is amazing. Love that combo for a lot of sets like this. Let's take a look at the minifigs. First up, we have Ron's lover here, Lavender Brown. She's got her wonderful necklace on. I think that's like a dog and a star as her little like things on the necklace. Her shirt has a bunch of hearts on it, very pink with the shirt and the arms, purple pants, and then you have the little bow on her hair, which is pretty beautiful looking in my opinion. I actually really like that addition, and that is just kind of stuck in there like you would expect with the little pin piece at the back there, and it actually does leave a pretty gaping hole there if you don't have it on there. The hair piece, if you didn't notice, is rubberized, so it will have some give to it, and the back face is just a regular kind of smirking smiley face. I don't even know if I would call it a smiley face. Like, just, yeah, not great expressions in my opinion for this character. I feel like they've come pretty close to nailing Ron's look from this movie. He's got a really nice smile going on there. I feel like the hairpiece is a little too Bieberish, but still really close to what you would see with him. I love his shirt color as well with that teal. Always looks wonderful in LEGO. Sand blue legs as well. Kind of a color you don't see too often. And then on the backside, you have a little crease in the shirt and whatnot. Very typical LEGO minifigure. You have a second face with him looking much angrier. And unlike Lavender Brown, he does have actually two good expressions. So I like that about him compared to the other character we've seen so far. I don't think I'll quite ever know what I find off-putting about the Harry Potter minifigures right now, but for some reason the faces just look a little bit awkward with the glasses. Something about that just looks off to me, and then the hairpiece just for whatever reason looks small to me. So that's kind of my main issue with these Harry Potter figures I've been getting lately. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's accurate, maybe it's not, maybe you're okay with it, but like to me they just look a little bit off. The torso print and the leg print and everything is wonderful. He's wearing this very awesome looking suit with like a jacket over it, I think. So, or some kind of trench coat more likely. You're going to see more of the same here on a second expression where it's just a bit of a smiley face. Not too much difference in the two expressions, but as usual, still nice to get to. Hermione looks absolutely stunning. I think that they really nailed her look. You got the sleeveless look for her arms, so they just used the tan arms, obviously a wand like the other characters. She has a bit of a smile going on with the beautiful brown hair piece there. Her feet have shoes on them, which is awesome. Like they printed those on there. I think we also saw that with Professor Umbridge in the Umbridge's Encounter in the Forbidden Forest set from summer 2020 for Harry Potter as well. So that's something we're seeing in a couple sets here, which is really nice, and it looks wonderful there with the silver shoes, a little reflectiveness to those. And her dress does come down to about her knees there. It looks really, really nice. Just about as good as it can be. And unlike with some other characters I've seen recently, it looks like the flesh tone does match up pretty well going from the torso to the neck and face area there. And it will, of course, have a print on the back here for her second face as well. So very awesome figure and could not be happier with it. Luna Lovegood is one of my favorite characters from Harry Potter. Very soft-spoken. She's got dual molded legs here, so it looks like she's wearing some like black boots or something over top of her clothing there, which just kind of abruptly stops at the boots. Very interesting look for her. Looks great though. Again, you can see kind of the reflectiveness of the silver parts of the print. She has kind of an amazed look in my opinion. Like she's just like, oh, what's going on here? Her hairpiece is the very nice and big, beautiful blonde hairpiece there. And again, that gap does exist in the back. And someone pointed out to me, I think I was pointing this out in another set that had Luna Lovegood, that the gap may be for her to sit in a chair. Her other face, I don't really know what's going on, but there is a really nice back print that is going to be mostly covered up by that hairpiece most of the time, but still looks very nice as you kind of see it peeking through there. So Luna Lovegood, very nice character. I think that this waiter version of Neville Longbottom is incredible. Not so sure about what they've done with his mouth there. Like, there's like a small gap for his teeth. I don't know, it just looks really awkward on the LEGO character to me, but he's holding the tray there with a singular glass on top of it, his wand in the other hand. And maybe my favorite detail is the golden money sign on his shirt pocket there. Unless that's not supposed to be a money sign and that's like a insignia for one of the Wizarding World things. Very simplistic back print. Now he looks like a woman. What the heck? All right, yeah, I don't know about this Neville Longbottom face situation. Horace Slughorn up next, looking pretty spiffy here in his outfit. Got his suspenders on, it looks like. Very nice looking. Love the coloring on it. Very nice back print as well with like, looks like a little tassel or something there on the back. Got the classic wand. Very nice face. Lots of wrinkles and everything with the gray eyebrows to match the gray hair. You'll see the same on the second face, but with a bit of a what the heck is going on face, or I'm not very happy or comfortable face. Like just two facial expressions that have vastly different meanings to me. And the final minifigure here is Draco Malfoy, who they have pretty much nailed the look of. He's got some Slytherin style clothing on. Very much like Harry, somewhat similar. You can see there are some similarities in their clothing, just kind of the way all the lines run and everything. Harry doesn't quite have some of the same accents from Gryffindor, but still very nice. You can see the bottom side of the hood on the back there with the green accent on the inside of the hood. Of course, blonde hair, that face print looking very angry, and removing the hair will reveal a second face print. So all 8 of your minifigures do have the double-sided faces. I just like the angrier look for Draco in this case. I just think it fits his character better. So overall, great character selection in this set with 8 minifigures in total. There's probably a little something for everyone. So before we get to the astronomy tower in the background there are a few little extra things they include, including Hedwig here, which has the open wings, which we've seen in a couple other LEGO Harry Potter Summer 2020 sets. We also have Chinese lanterns on a stick, and those don't look great in my opinion. And also the way they have them on the box, it doesn't stand like that, so I had to adjust it a little bit. But it, you know, interesting part usage with the carrot piece. And then finally, the coolest part is going to be this table here with a bunch of different pastries and chocolates and some waffles there, and obviously some drinks. Tablecloth, which kind of drapes over the table beautifully in this case. And then obviously the best part is going to be that chocolate fountain in the center there. That looks immaculate in my opinion. I loved putting that together. Noticed it right away. Amazing little build. And those are like the little party accessories and Hedwig. So I think I'm not going to hold back on this set. I think I do have something I gotta say right at the very beginning here, and that is that it is a complete disaster in the fact that it has ruined the continuity of the LEGO Hogwarts sets that we've been getting for the last few years now. LEGO had released sets from this Hogwarts line, being the Great Hall and the Clock Tower, and now this one has like the 3 big ones. Obviously the Whomping Willow and the Room of Requirements can also attach up, but these were the big 3, and this one makes some major changes. I brought over to the main section of the clock tower here to make my point, and that is that they've added sand green, and that is not something they did with the previous Hogwarts sets like this. They did not have sand green like at the base here, and especially as the cheese slopes were notably in tan for the other sets. So I cannot for the life of me figure out why all of a sudden they're using sand green for these pieces when they weren't using sand green before like that. They would use the dark gray there and then the sand green on top, but they never used so much sand green, and to me this one just really takes the look and the feel that they had given the previous 2 big sets and throws it out the window, and that is the biggest complaint I have with it. Like, you just can't do that in my opinion. That was something I was worried about from the start with these Hogwarts sets as they went over the years. Would they develop like this, or would they have them all look mostly the same? And that's what I was kind of looking for, and they have taken that away, which is a bit of a shame. I will also say this clock tower, more than others, is pretty stickered up. Now there are stickers on the other sections of sets back there, but this one I feel like more so than the others does have a lot of stickers on the exterior. With the bulk of the negative things I had to say about the exterior out of the way, let's talk about the exterior in some positive ways. It still is a really fun looking exterior. It's really well finished off. Everything comes together very nicely as you're building it in the different sections, and there are some really fun angles. I think they did a great job getting everything, like things like this, to look like they're kind of floating. I know they're not supposed to be floating, but you know what I'm saying, like with the design where it kind of juts out from the main tower there. It looks really amazing, and they have these other sections of the tower that do rise up alongside it, and it looks really great like that. It really does. Maybe this front section is a little small for some people's likings, but the door does open and close, so that's good enough for me. You have the greenhouse here, which we'll take a look at in a moment, but yeah, in general, the exterior is nice. Maybe a little stickered up for some people's liking, but I think that they did a pretty bang-up job making it a displayable set from the front side, and obviously, like with all these Hogwarts sets, are going to be playable from the back side. So let's take a look at that. The greenhouse. It's a very nice little external build, which actually can be detached from the main building here. It's just attached by a couple of Technic pins there. It has a really nice roof, which actually just kind of lays on there. I really love the way the roof came together on this, though. That was something I did not expect to like so much. It also does have some really interesting kind of dragon pieces. I would assume these are from something like Ninjago, and they just add a nice bit of detail to the top there. There's some plant growth on the front side of the greenhouse here with the windows. You can see the mandrakes inside. A nice door to access it, but the easier access point will, of course, be on this side where you have the largest opening. Now, there are 4 mandrakes inside, and all of them are printed like so, and they look quite wonderful like that. I think they really killed the look for the mandrake again. So very good look for the greenhouse, which is attachable and detachable, and you can actually attach it on like other places if you want. You could probably just attach it on there, right? So that is something you can move around if you need to, depending on the space you're working with. So I believe there are 2 sections that kind of represent the Potions Master classroom, because both sections have Potion Master things. One has his desk, and this one has like seats for the students. That's what I think. Above here, you do have a nice kind of chandelier style setup that has candles on it. A couple of them noticeably more burnt through than the third one there, but this does come with a little potions book here, so you actually have it stickered up with the cauldron on the front, and you can open it up and you'll find just squiggly lines stickered onto a 1x2 tile. Nothing that exciting, and then there are some potions in there that you can like have, and you know, it's not that exciting to me, stuff like that, but it's nice details on the interior that kind of bring a set like this to life, and having those there is nice. But one of the problems I have with sets like these is the lack of depth, and in this case you only get 4 studs to work with, and even at that, you know, this covers up most of that 4th stud, so you're just left with 3 studs to place minifigs, and you know, things like that. I always wish they would add a little bit more depth to this so that you could actually have some actual space to put characters on and not just have to like place your characters on the floor in front of it. That's just not as exciting to me. So not a ton of space for characters, but space nonetheless, and I guess that's a thing. Off to the right here, you have a bit of a hallway, and you know, there's not a lot going on there. This obviously leads to the front side, but there's really nothing there. Like this whole section, I don't know if you want to call it a waste, but it definitely is empty, and that can be good or bad for you. I think it's nice just to kind of have a hallway that your characters can run through, and this obviously when connected up to another section of Hogwarts, you could try to have it connect up to another hallway or whatever the case may be, so that could work out well for you. They also leave giant white open sections on this next level here, and that is going to be the Potions Master desk classroom here, and it has a little letter on top. You have an actual Lego chair within, and then you have some little things on the bookshelves behind him, which actually do have some stickers on there with some books, which is nice. And then you can actually see the little hourglass on the wall above it, so it's a nice little space, but at that, it is a little space. You are going to be able to fit a figure in there and maybe another figure in there standing in front of the desk, and then if your hands are small enough, you could maybe get a character into the chair. Like, it's a tight fit in there, but you can fit 2 characters in there, which I guess is the ultimate goal. It just, like I said, it's a very tight fit. There's not a lot you can do with that, and it's not like you can just pop off these top sections to take a look at that. These aren't made to pop off, so unfortunately you are just going to have a real tough time working within this space. I wouldn't really call it playable. Looking up a little higher even, we have a bit of the Ravenclaw dormitory with the Ravenclaw flag on the back there. You have a little quill with a letter on the little nightstand next to a couple of beds there, and it is neat to have the beds. I think that that is a nice bit of space where you can actually have characters lay down in that space, and you know, they're not going to fit on there perfectly, and it's going to be a little bit of a struggle to get them to stay on there, but they fit on there, and I think that is effective enough. Like, it's a nice little spot. You also have a little bookshelf here with some honestly really tough to get out books. I've had nothing but trouble with them. Let's use a Harry Potter wand to maybe coax one out. They just kind of get stuck in there, and the worst part I would say is that they actually fall out really easily when you pick the set up and try to move it. So you have one book in lime green, looks like it has like a ball there, a glass ball, and then a supposed to, I guess I missed the sticker. I assume it should have some scribbling stickers on there, and then you have a tile in here, and the tile is one of those classic Daily Prophet exclusive Harry Potter The Boy Who Lived tiles, so nothing too exciting out of those 2 items to me. They they have just been a pain as they get kind of stuck in there, and then they're hard to get out, and then they just fall out when you try to move the set and tilt it oh so slightly because there's nothing actually holding them in there. So it's a double-edged sword on those, and it's unfortunate. Finally, to the top levels of the astronomy tower, I believe you have astronomy class or some representation thereof. Obviously not a very large space again. I love kind of the windows though, looking from the inside to the outside here. It just looks very much like you would see in Harry Potter, where it's just this very nice castle-like brick-built thing. You have a Malfoy there. You have this very nice kind of spherical globe representation of something. It looks really cool. Looks like it belongs there. Put Harry Potter here to take down Draco. And so that space is nice. You can put a couple figs there and have them fight it out. But again, not too much you can actually do with that space because it is kind of tight there. And then looking above that, we have some very nice kind of like stick figure drawings on a scroll there. And then you also have a very cool looking telescope with some pink and blue diamond pieces in it with the eye thing there, so you can have your characters look through it. We'll just throw Hermione up there for now and show you how that could work like that. So it does work. It's nice. I will say all of this space is really small though, and that's kind of where this set to me could fall apart for a lot of people, is just how little space you actually have to work with when you're playing with it like this. There's just not a lot there. And I don't know, I'm not a kid anymore and I don't play with things like this, but like, I don't see how a kid can have fun with this little space. I don't know. And maybe that's where the set falls apart to me, and you should go for something like 4-Privet Drive, which is $30 less. And to me, for $30 less, I think you're getting a better set in that set, but that's just my opinion. I think the ultimate verdict on this set is, though, that if you own the more recent Lego Harry Potter, Clock Tower and the Great Hall, or the Whomping Willow and the Room of Requirements, like, you're gonna want to have this set just to complete the collection. It's a fine set. I wouldn't quite recommend it for like a gift for kids. I feel like, as weird as that sounds, like I just don't feel like this is a great one. I feel like there's much better options for both Lego Harry Potter and other themes, but Lego Harry Potter, especially with like 4-Privet Drive, that's a way better set than this one, I think, for just straight up for play, like it just is. So this one to me is really cool, but there are some things that I don't like the sand green, and then how little space you actually have on the backside of this thing to access and use with your characters. I think I want to give this one an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a good value for $100. Like it does have some good things about it, but in general, it's not my favorite rendition of the Hogwarts sets thus far, although it does connect up to them. I'll be doing a video of all the Hogwarts sets together in the future, so that's why I'm not kind of showing it in this video, but it does have multiple points, as you've seen throughout the video, where you have the Technic pins, so it can connect up to things like the Clock Tower and the Great Hall, so we'll take a look at that in a future vid. Maybe the final thing I kind of neglected to mention is the fact that they use these white window panes or door frames. Like, I just don't know why it has to be white, why it can't be tan, because tan would actually fit with the theme of the set, and they use white, and that just is really throwing me off here on the backside. So something like that would be a minor change that could make this set way better. I assume they just produce them in white, so they're like, oh, we can just throw them in white and that's fine, no one will notice. Well, I'm noticing, and I don't think it looks great in white. So that is my review of the LEGO Harry Potter Astronomy Tower. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments section below. Thank you again to LEGO for sending me this for free to review, and you can check out my other LEGO Harry Potter set reviews on the end screen now.